Panthers trying to defend the home field.
They're going to Chambers. He makes the catch!
Under the Thursday night lights. The president in prime time.
There is no place for political violence in America.
Taking his message to America. Student loan forgiveness targeted by scammers.
Empty promises that will lead to an empty pocketbook.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Amanda Gray.
I'm Elena Key. Today is Friday, September 2nd, 2022.
Live from the South Florida Media Network's Biscayne-based studios in North Miami, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
You can call them the Cardiac Cats. The FIU Panthers play this season opener and need every second of regulation and overtime. FIU hosts the Bryant Bulldogs and has to score on every drive of the fourth quarter to send the game into overtime.
After giving up a touchdown on the first play of overtime, the Panthers had to score one of their own on fourth down or face defeat. They did it. Then when everyone expected the extra point to tie, Coach Mac McIntyre went for the win with a 2-point conversion. Take a look.
James has the snap. Near side, Wilson held on. FIU wins the game. Wilson brings it in.
The win snaps an 11-game losing streak for the Panthers. Next week, they head on the road to play Texas State.
President Biden with the message this morning that he feels democracy is in danger. Last night's primetime address follows threats brought by a faction of the Republican Party tied to former President Donald Trump. And as Juliana Narvaez from our DC Bureau reports, it comes just 2 months before the midterm elections.
President Joe Biden gave his primetime speech last night outside Independence Hall in Pennsylvania on the threat to American democracy and what the White House calls a continued battle for the soul of the nation.
Biden denounced some Republicans who threatened federal law enforcement officials involved in the search of Trump's home last month and condemned extremism, adding that it's led by the former president.
So I want to say this plain and simple. There is no place for political violence in America, period. None, ever.
With midterm elections just over 2 months away, the president called for everyone to unite despite their political differences in order to defend their rights and American democracy.
For a long time, we've told ourselves that American democracy is guaranteed, but it's not. We have to defend it, protect it, stand up for it, each and every one of us. That's why tonight I'm asking our nation to come together, unite behind the single purpose of defending our democracy regardless of your ideology.
With Biden focused on expanding America's economy, infrastructure, and healthcare, he urges Americans to vote in the upcoming elections in order to continue the nation's forward progress.
President Biden will be in Pittsburgh on Monday for their Labor Day parade and is set to speak in Wilkes-Barre on Tuesday, making it the third trip to Pennsylvania in the past 7 days for the president. This is Juliana Narvaez reporting for the South Florida Media Network in Washington, D.C.
New information on the Mar-a-Lago raid may be hitting the public eye as a federal judge considers releasing more information on what the FBI took. It was yesterday when Judge Aileen Cannon proceeded over the hearing. She told the court that she may release a more detailed list of what documents the FBI took from Mar-a-Lago. She also ended the proceedings without deciding whether or not to appoint a special master to the case.
Today, one person is dead and another is in the hospital after a strong gust of winds caused 2 planes to collide and flip over at Orlando Executive Airport. The FAA says both planes were on hold due to the dangerous weather conditions, but the winds were so heavy that the planes flipped over. Other structures, such as hangars, were also damaged at the airport, and the National Transportation Safety Board is investigating. An icon of Miami gets immortalized as a Barbie doll.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
The government is not allowed to call you about your student loan unless you've given permission.
Could student loan forgiveness become the next great target for online scammers? Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
If a natural disaster shows up at your doorstep, you can't just turn it away. That's why it's important to prepare for emergencies before they show up. Go to ready.gov/plan to find the tools and tips you need. And make a plan today.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Student debt danger, not just from student loans, but from online scams pretending to be loan forgiveness. The Federal Trade Commission issuing a warning this week.
As the network's Alexa Valles reports, it's about scammers possible using the recent news about student loan forgiveness as bait.
Unsolicited calls, texts, emails, and fraudulent websites. It's how scammers will likely use the latest news about student loan forgiveness to bait new victims.
Scammers will promise fast forgiveness, whether it is additional benefits, faster benefits, erasing your student debt. All of those are empty promises that will lead to an empty pocketbook.
The Better Business Bureau is bracing for a spike in calls and reports after the Federal Trade Commission issued a consumer alert about potential scams involving student loans. Last Wednesday, President Joe Biden announced a plan to address student loan debt, including debt forgiveness for certain borrowers. The BBB says scammers may use the news to attempt to defraud borrowers looking for eligibility information.
It's important to know that the government is not allowed to call you about your student loan unless you've given permission.
The Better Business Bureau has these tips to protect yourself. First, understand that these government programs are free to sign up for, and that anyone offering you help for a fee is a red flag. Number two, know the ins and outs of your student loan. Know the terms and don't fall for it if a scammer promises you benefits the government or your loan provider hasn't already offered you. Number three, do your research. Look up the lender or company reaching out to you to find out if there's a scam artist on the other end of the line. Number four, look twice before you click. The BBB says some imposters often create look-alike government websites, so pay attention to the URL. And finally, protect your private data. Don't give out your social security number, federal student aid ID, or any other personal information. I'm Alexa Velez reporting for South Florida Media Network.
Today, a new signature Barbie joins the Mattel collection, honoring Miami's Gloria Estefan. The Barbie celebrates the 33rd anniversary of Gloria's hit, Get On Your Feet, the doll paying homage to the look she sported in the music video. This release came just in time for the singer's 65th birthday, Gloria saying the Barbie was the best birthday present ever.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I'm Elena Key.
I'm Amanda Gray. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.